Monday. It's about 7:45 and I'm finishing up getting ready. I'm very proud of this twist out. I feel like it's my best one yet out of all three. When I was twisting my hair on Friday night, I was really feeling very confident because I thought the twists that I were creating were extra juicy. I think that's what Curly Chris says, the one that I've followed mostly in terms of how to do this. This time I specifically said I'm not going to be scared to use product. So I was much more generous this time around than I was the last time. I also had fewer twists. Like, I parted my hair, I put it in 4 sections, and just like with the density of my hair, on average, each of the 4 sections had maybe 2, maybe 3 twists, because I just don't have that much hair to be dealing with. And the other thing that I did differently is I took it down this morning instead of last night, because last week, of course you didn't see it because I didn't vlog it. Like, when I woke up and took my bonnet off, I was nervous because everything was like smashed. So today I said, well, let me just see what it's like taking it out the morning, Monday morning. So I think that's definitely the better way to go. I think I'll do it from now on because I don't work out on Mondays. And so yeah, I just feel like they're much more defined. Like, the ends are better. I don't know if you could see, they're not as frizzy because I really was trying this time and I was very generous for a product. I parted the hair, which was much better. And the only thing that's stressing me is my little, my little bald spot. I just saw it again. So, and I think, update on the pattern product, I don't love their edge control. So I used this all last week, and for some reason I just didn't feel like it worked as well. I'm not going to return it because it's not terrible. But I have this one left, which is what I've been using for the longest time. This is from Original Root, or I don't even know the name of this company. I just know that when I see it, I know it's a good brand. So I used this one this morning instead. So I'll use this until it runs out, and then when I run out, I'll probably just use the one from Pattern to save money. But anyway, I just wanted to check in, show you my finished, taken down, day 1 twist out. I'm very proud of myself. I did a much better job. Like, the ends are way better. Last week there was frizz. I'm learning, you guys. So I need to put on the rest of my clothes and get ready to teach. Well, get ready to watch them take a math placement test. Have my cup of coffee. I'm waiting to be led into the Zoom session for my partner teacher. Basically, the kids are taking a high school math placement test, and like I said, they have to be given the opportunity to do so with 3 uninterrupted hours. Mondays, we're done teaching by, I want to say we finish at 10:50, so we're devoting the whole morning to that. Since it's a math placement test, this is crooked. My partner teacher is going to take the lead. I don't know much about the high school math placement test, so she's hosting the session. So just waiting to get in there. I'm going to make a list of things I need to accomplish with this time that I have. My priority is going to be to correct a study sync assignment that they had a couple weeks ago, but I'm also going to be making a list in my handy little planner. I'm just going to enjoy the quietness of it all. Bad news is I have to take this sweater back. This is the one I got from Target last week. It has a hole in the back that I just noticed. So that's going back, but I'm also wearing my Women Change the World shirt because it is, I forget the actual name. Is it National Women's Day or International Women's Day? So I'm wearing this, and I'm wearing sweatpants because I just didn't want anything but sweatpants on today. So let's get this week started. So it's 6:52. I don't even know where the day went. Yeah, I think the last time I spoke was this morning just before class was about to start, and we literally had them in session from 8 to 11. They were working on their math assessment. I didn't give my students any homework today because I know a lot of the kids were stressed about taking that assessment, even though I think they're stressed because some of them really want to make sure they get placed in like certain kinds of math classes next year, and then they were having to remember math that they've learned earlier in this year. So they were a little stressed, so I didn't give them any homework. I just told them to take it easy for the rest of the day. While they were doing that, I was helping to monitor the Zoom session because my partner teacher would often have to go into a breakout room with a student or two if kids came in late, which they did, to show them where to find the assessment, how to log on, and help with technical issues. So I would just monitor the chat, monitor the students, and then I was also working on grading their Steady Sync assignment from Anne Frank, which was something that had been hanging over my head for a while. So I got that done and that grade entered, so I feel accomplished there. And then after class, I was just in meetings. The kids did show up for, well, let me take that back. One of the meetings was a leadership meeting that I have every Monday with kids that have signed up for this meeting, and they make the like social media content that we use to promote the Spirit Days. That is literally all my leadership class does now, which is not a whole lot. And there were a total of 5 students that were supposed to show up, and they signed up for this themselves. And one showed up, another one showed up, but he wasn't even assigned to this day. Like, he just showed up because he's like a go-getter in that regard. So it's just, it's frustrating. Like, I know that they're going through things, and I'm like, these are like leadership kids, so you think that they would have a little bit more together. So I send them an email, the kids that didn't come, I let them know that they signed up for this meeting, they've missed it. It affects their grade because they don't get the points for showing up, obviously, and then they can only miss 3 meetings in a trimester before I drop them. And some of them just didn't even respond to that message. And there's a couple kids that I'm just thinking about just dropping altogether because their actions or lack thereof show that they really don't have any interest or ability or capacity to participate in leadership. And if the kids don't come to the meeting and they don't make the social media posts, we just don't have that Spirit Day, because I cannot pick up the slack for things like that. I just can't. So that was one of the meetings I had today. And then eventually I was done. I ate some lunch, went to Wendy's to get a cup of chili because it's California cold, as I like to say. And then after I ate some lunch later in the afternoon, I fell asleep on the couch for like at least an hour, maybe even close to an hour and a half. I was just so tired. And then I woke up and I came upstairs to make sure I am ready for tomorrow and checked emails. I am gonna go ahead and start iReady testing this week. As sad as I am for the kids that they just went from this math assessment to now going into iReady. Our iReady window is open from now until like April 15th. And I was debating, but at the end of the day, I decided to have them test now because we just finished Boy in the Striped Pajamas. So it's a nice clean ending point. And I don't want to start the next story and then interrupt that with testing and then have spring break and all of that. So I think we're going to test. That's going to be the priority. Since I have so much time, I'm just going to give them little chunks of time each day to test. And on the days where I have the class for 2 rounds, one of those class periods will still be devoted to history, because it's a little bit easier to kind of pause in history, I think, than it is in language arts. So tomorrow I have my homeroom class for 2 sessions. In the first session, it's just going to be devoted to them working on their iReady test. And in the second session, we're going to continue the Manifest Destiny lesson. I kind of added to it a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm what I added to it tomorrow to kind of get them encouraged and motivated to analyze that piece of art the way that I would want them to. And then with my switch class, since I only have them from one period, tomorrow they are just working on their iReady test. So now I'm getting ready to go downstairs to cook. Don't feel like it, but always once I get started, it's not too bad. And I need to cook it because I feel like the meat has to be cooked today. So what I'm going to do, as you can see my hair, it's so like, I'm just really proud of it, but it's so juicy that it needs some life. So I kind of am looking forward to when I sweat tomorrow with the Peloton and like fluffing it up a little bit. But again, like I just feel good about myself, you guys. So anyway, that was the day. Not much to it. You really didn't miss anything besides me sitting at my desk doing that. Like just doing this, either watching kids or being in a meeting or checking email. That's all that you missed, quite honestly. So nevertheless, this is just how the day went. So if you enjoyed today's vlog, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. If you're not following me on Instagram, head over there. If you are a woman, happy International Women's Day. And as always, I hope that you're well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.